Hello and welcome to the Podquest of Bread. My name is Henry Conley. Tonight, let's talk about history. Let's talk about change. Let's talk about political revolution. For anybody that doesn't know, as of approximately 3 minutes ago, it was determined by a vote of over 5,000 people that a new third party was going to form itself. A new third party was going to arise, and a new third party was going to push for progressive ideas. As this started approximately 2 hours ago, a live stream called the People's Convention. We had speakers such as Marianne Williamson, Cornel West, or Dr. Cornel West, Sanders 2020 co-chairman or chairwoman, Nina Turner, Chris Smalls. We had poets like Eleanor Goldfield, all speaking to change, all speaking to political revolution, and all speaking the words that every leftist progressive wants to hear. They all together worked really hard and lambasted the duopoly. They pointed out the flaws of the duopoly. They spoke to how the duopoly does not at all stand for us. Beyond that, they spoke to igniting change and to working towards the future. And we potentially have what looks to be one of the most viable third parties in the United States now forming. Now, of course, what is the things that they're fighting for? What are the things that they are talking about? What are the things that ring true with leftists and people that tend to watch this podcast? Well, those things would be healthcare for all, whether, some form of guaranteed healthcare, the ability to access food without having to worry about if you can afford it, the ability to be guaranteed a living wage, the value of your labor, the guarantee that income inequality would be eradicated, the guarantee that you would not have to, during a global worldwide pandemic, worry about losing the roof over your head. True humanity-driven politics. It's a very interesting take. See, in the United States, we have some major third parties. We have the Libertarian Party, which overall, as much as leftists within it want to change it, it is fundamentally an anarcho-capitalist regime. Their politics are driven and centered on the ownership class. The politics of the Libertarian Party are highly focused on the interests of those who are true capitalists. There's not much chance for change within that, it seems. There's not much chance to actually repair or fix the party. It's almost feels like we're trying to work within the Republican or Democratic Party. Then you got the Green Party, who promised a chance to create change. They promised a step forward, but even the Green Party fails. The Green Party is carrying out the same failures of the Democrats, where they rig elections against people in order to put the puppet they want on the ticket. But then you have something coming out of the ashes, quite literally like a phoenix out of the ashes, something that appears to be the People's Party. It's a very interesting moment for people who are, like myself, who are sitting within these two main groups of third parties trying to fix and repair them. It's probably even a pretty interesting moment to be a progressive or leftist Democrat who's tired of the party screwing them over and really seeing this happen. Now, we're seeing these types of political revolutions occur in countries all over the world. We're seeing the political revolution occur all over when the people are tired. The people are not going to sit back and take it. The people are not going to allow the system to continually manipulate them. And what happened in every other country when the people grew tired of being manipulated, when the people grew tired of the old parties in their countries telling them that you just got to accept what we give you, they ignited revolution. It was peaceful. It was nonviolent. It wasn't bloody. It was literal political revolution. They propped up candidates. They created parties that embraced the things they wanted. And in every one of these political revolutions, they have been humanity-driven politics at the heart. And here we see what happens in these countries. They create political revolution. They prop up a new party and candidates within that party willing to work for the people, and suddenly they take the entire country's government over, and they fundamentally change the course of history for that country. They fundamentally repair the people in that country. America is guaranteed one of the biggest countries in need of a political revolution. You've had libertarians talking about political revolution for 50 years. You've had the Green Party talking about political revolution forever. But when we watched both of their conventions, there wasn't that emotional appeal there. When you watched the Republican and Democratic conventions, it was like watching the same convention over. It was absolutely lackluster. It was milquetoast. It was boring. But what you saw tonight was energy. You saw passion. You saw fire. You saw people that were not manipulated by the party, in this case the prospective party, to say what the party wanted them to say. You saw people saying what they felt. There were people that spoke tonight that were going to vote for Biden. There were people that spoke tonight that are going to choose to vote somewhere else. But what they were able to unite on is that this is the course of history that needs to change. This is the path that needs to change. And that is what's beautiful. I have no doubt in my mind right now, and I'm not yet endorsing the party, but it is causing me to think. I for a while, have been saying that I was going to fight and try and change and take back the Libertarian Party and the term libertarian for leftists. I was going to try and embrace the change and make it happen so that way the term libertarian in the United States referenced what it actually was birthed from. But this is a welcome breath of fresh air. And as I said, I'm not endorsing it yet, but I am very curious. I'm very interested because the People's Party is truly sticking up for humanity and caring about the poor, caring about the worker, caring about the minority in this country, caring about people of color, caring about the systems that are in place that force the things to occur how they do. You've heard me talk about them on this podcast, the 13th Amendment, and how the Constitution as a whole is structured to recognize really only white landowning men. It seems like this party really wants to embrace a change. It's pretty cool. And I just wanted to go live. Tonight's podcast episode was going to be something completely unmotivational, but I'm on fire right now. I'm actually feeling pretty damn fired up about this. The prospect of a party that actually wants to fight for the things we want to fight for. And I think that's how we fix a lot of the problems here, where we stop thinking that the duopoly and the lesser of two evils is the way to go, and we create the future where the lesser of the two evils don't even matter. They're not welcomed, and they're shunned off to the side. It's a pretty exciting moment. Anyway, stay beautiful, humans.